How to navigate Section 8 housing rule changes. Imagine trying to find a home and suddenly facing new rules that seem confusing or unfair. Staying on top of changes in the Section 8 housing voucher program can feel overwhelming, but knowing what to expect makes it easier. This program helps low-income families, veterans, seniors, and disabled people afford private housing by covering part of their rent. When rules change, it's important to understand how those updates affect your eligibility, benefits, and housing options. First, remember that once you get a Section 8 voucher, your goal is to find a rental unit that meets the program's standards. You will need to submit a request for tenancy approval to your local public housing agency. The landlord then completes their part, and the agency inspects the unit to ensure it is safe and meets health standards. The rent must also be reasonable for the area. Once approved, you and the landlord sign the lease and subsidy agreement. Throughout your tenancy, you must report income changes or household updates promptly to avoid losing assistance. In 2025, there have been some important rule updates. Funding for the program has been cut, and new term limits are now in place for some adults without disabilities. These adults may only receive rental assistance for up to 2 years unless they qualify for extensions. This change aims to promote self-sufficiency but can make housing stability harder for some families. Also, federal rental assistance is shifting to state-controlled block grants, giving states more power over who qualifies and how much support they get. This means rules may differ depending on where you live, so checking with your local public housing agency is key. Other updates include adjustments to income limits based on living costs and recalculations of utility allowances. The inspection process has also been modernized to make re-inspections faster and smoother. Payment schedules might change depending on your location, so stay in touch with your public housing agency to avoid delays. For those returning from incarceration, understanding these rule changes is vital. Stable housing helps with job searches, mental health, and financial planning. Because assistance might be limited or time-restricted, it's smart to apply early and keep good communication with your local agency. Always report income or household changes honestly to prevent issues. Explore other community resources or state programs that might help if Section 8 support is reduced. Preparing a financial plan for the future can also help you transition off assistance if needed. Finally, seek support from organizations that assist with housing stability, employment, and mental health. These services can strengthen your chances of maintaining housing and rebuilding your life. Staying informed about federal and local policy updates, following program rules, and planning ahead are the best ways to navigate these changes successfully. For returning citizens, securing and keeping Section 8 housing can be a key step toward independence, but it requires attentiveness to new rules, funding shifts, and administrative updates. Your local public housing agency is your best resource for guidance and support every step of the way.